We talked to the sheriff's office tonight, and they said to just urge residents to be patient as crews like this one continue to clean up the area. Live in Dayton Township, Brandon Lewis, News Center 7.
All right, Brandon, and this evening Storm Center 7 meteorologist Austin Cheney was also in Springfield.
Here's a conversation Austin had with a man who was in his house when the severe weather hit.
Richard, you were at home when the storm came through. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, everything was got real kind of quiet, and then the wind took off, and it went in a spiral out the front window in the back, which I assume was out the front, and it just spiraled and spiraled. And trees and stuff started flying by the windows, and the toys and stuff picked them up off the ground. I had a 10-speed bicycle that came, actually picked it up on one side of the driveway and threw it out in the yard. Sounded like a train. Yes. There was no mistake it happened. So.
And were you able to hear these massive trees snapping and falling over?
From the wind and the noise it blew off, you couldn't hear anything else. I mean, it was just all that that urine sound, you know?
Yeah.
It was quite a mess.
You know, when we look about all the damage, and when we look at numerous tornadoes, at least 6 tornado warnings, no reports of injuries across our viewing area tonight.
It was, as you said earlier, at the Meyer Distribution Center with hundreds of people working inside. Miraculously is the word used. No one injured. So that really is amazing, because I keep hearing the word mess. I heard people calling into WHIO radio tonight and saying it's a mess where I am in Miami County and some of the different areas. So Robert, what an afternoon, what a couple of hours we've had, but my goodness, it's a blessing really that nobody's been hurt.
Could have been so much worse, especially when it comes to injuries.
So much damage with not only the distribution center, we saw the trees, and then the vehicle. I mean, a lot of people were at really dangerous situations. Thankfully, we've had no reports of anything too bad as far as injuries, and certainly no deaths. So definitely some good news. Some more good news too is that any risk for severe weather for our area is pretty much over. There might still be a few sprinkles across the region, but beyond that, a lot of the thunderstorms are now pushing off toward the east. You can see that there on the radar, off toward the east into West Virginia and Pennsylvania. Actually have some severe thunderstorm warnings out that way, but across the Miami Valley, across Indiana, we're looking pretty quiet. They're all pushing into the northeast and eventually New England. So here you can see where these yellow polygons are. There's still a few severe thunderstorm warnings in southern Pennsylvania and also parts of Maryland and West Virginia. You can see a few severe thunderstorm warnings west of West Providence, Pennsylvania, and some pretty heavy rain at that. But us, well, we're looking at clearing skies, actually. There's still a few clouds out there, but here we're looking at the satellite. You can see the thicker cloud covers moving off the screen, but across the Miami Valley and across Indiana, you're looking at some clearing skies. So that's definitely some good news. Speaking of clear skies, it is just black here in Richmond, Indiana. 63 degrees, though, in Dayton. Winds are out of the northwest now. That's indicative of the cold front that's passing through the area, bringing in some cooler air. And temperatures will actually be a little bit cool tonight and into tomorrow. We're looking at temperatures of 63 degrees in Dayton. But notice that you look off toward the west, it is a little bit cooler because that's where a lot of the cool air is filtering in from now. 60 degrees in Winchester, 61 in Greenville, Salina is at 60. It's a little bit warmer around Wilmington. So it's a nice little temperature gradient there. The difference between Wilmington and Salina, about 8 degrees. So cooler air is filtering in across the region, and tomorrow we'll probably avoid the 80s. We got to the 80s today, looking at a high of 74 for Thursday, a high of 74 for Friday. Not much warmer on Saturday. Probably relatively low humidity, at least compared to yesterday and today. But then we're back into the 80s Sunday and Monday, so we do warm up a bit as we get into next week. So here's what we can expect the next several hours. A stray sprinkle still possible overnight, but that chance for really thunderstorms is fading. The chance for severe weather is pretty much gone now. By the afternoon, you're looking at some actually mostly sunny skies. We're probably going to stay dry tomorrow, not to mention cooler, a little bit lower humidity. Early Friday morning, a few passing clouds still clear, but by Friday afternoon, looking at the chance for a few isolated showers that kind of pop back up. So a stray shower is possible on Friday, perhaps even Saturday too, but relatively drier compared to today. And we're back in the 80s next week, and it's looking likely that we may reach the 90s too. A high of 89 Tuesday, a high of 91 Wednesday, and I've seen evidence of even higher than that. So as we get closer, we may even bump that up a little bit.
Oh my gosh! We're hearing a lot of that today. Our coverage continues on the tornadoes and the damage left behind. We're going to check back in with Molly Cohen, who has unique perspective on the damage to this barn.
And as storms moved out, medics took a child to the hospital with a gunshot wound tonight, new at 11. how police described the shooting and the child to us.